Later this summer, I'm getting on a plane by myself and seeing BTS twice in one very short weekend. 2 concerts, 1 carry-on, 1 backpack. And one woman who has finally realized that she does not want to keep living small while waiting for every part of life to become perfect. Hi, I'm Olia, and on this channel we talk about clarity, momentum, and practical ways to build a life you're genuinely excited to live. I'm planning my first solo, meaningful adventure in a couple of years, and it includes 2 BTS concerts during one very short trip. But this video is not only about BTS, and it is not only about travel. It is about anticipation. It is about choosing meaningful experiences. It is about the difference between being responsible and postponing your entire life. And it is about my decision to deliberately start building adventure back into the way I live. For the last several years, a great deal of my energy has gone toward responsibilities, work, family, money, transitions, helping other people, solving the next problem, managing whatever needed to be managed that day. And when you live like that for long enough, your world can gradually become smaller without one dramatic moment when you decided to make it small. It happens quietly. You stop booking the trip, you stop going to the event, you stop trying new things, you stop calling the friend. You stop doing things simply because they delight you. You tell yourself after the busy period, after I earn more, after everything settles down, after I feel more confident, after I lose weight, after I solve every practical problem, after everyone else is okay. But there's always another practical problem. There is always another responsibility, and eventually, not yet, begins turning into your entire life. So when the opportunity arose to see BTS twice during one very short weekend, I had a decision to make. The responsible voice in my head had a substantial list of objections. It is expensive. The time is complicated. You're traveling alone. There are other financial priorities. You have responsibilities at home. Perhaps you should wait. And some of those concerns are legitimate. Intentional living does not mean pretending that money, safety, or responsibilities do not matter. It does not mean spending recklessly or abandoning the people that depend on us. It means making conscious decisions rather than automatically assuming that joy is always the least important item on the list. Another voice in me asked, how much longer are you going to postpone the experiences that make you feel alive? And this time I listened. I'm a newer BTS fan. I'm not pretending that I know every song, every reference, or every chapter of their history. But the more I learn about their work, the more I admire the combination of discipline, creativity, growth, and connection behind it. They have created work that brings enormous joy to people across generations, languages, and countries. And I find that inspiring. Not because everyone needs to love the same artists, not because seeing the concert is automatically life-changing, but because creativity matters to me. Shared experiences matter to me. Feeling excited about something matters to me. Something can matter to us now. That is enough. So the basic plan is fairly simple. Get on a plane, attend 2 concerts, spend a very short amount of time away. Come home. But a short solo trip actually involves a surprising number of decisions. Flight, accommodations, transportation, concert bag rules, food, clothing, hearing protection, charging my phone, carrying enough to be prepared without hauling my entire home across the country, capturing enough footage to share the experience without experiencing the entire weekend through a screen. Because the trip is so compressed, I'm also thinking about value differently. The cheapest option is not necessarily the best option if it adds hours of transportation, creates uncertainty, or leaves me exhausted before the experience has even begun. I'm considering location, access to transportation, safety, convenience, reviews from other solo travelers, and whether where I stay will make the weekend feel easier and more memorable. I'm looking forward not only to the concerts, but to creating a wonderful stay and allowing the entire weekend to feel like a real adventure. I want the hotel, the meals, the quiet moments, and the small rituals of traveling alone to become part of the experience. I will share the destination, hotel, and detailed logistics after I'm home, when I recap the trip. My packing goal is 1 carry-on and 1 backpack. Everything has to earn its place. I want clothing that works together, comfortable shoes, and pieces that can handle airport, walking, weather changes, and 2 concert nights. I'll bring a clear venue bag, a battery bank, hearing protection, basic toiletries, and a small amount of filming equipment. I want to look concert ready, but I also want my feet to remain connected to my body by the end of the second night. So comfort will play a major role in the fashion strategy. Closer to the trip, I'll share exactly what is going into my travel backpack, the creator equipment I am bringing, and the practical items that actually make the final cut. I'm excited, but I'm not pretending I feel completely fearless. Traveling alone requires awareness, the schedule is tight, flights can change, large events can feel overwhelming. I will need to manage energy, pay attention to my surroundings, and make sensible decisions when I'm tired. But I do not think courage means feeling completely relaxed before doing something. Sometimes courage is doing the research, building a sensible plan, acknowledging the nerves, and going anyway. I have been thinking a great deal about what I want the next decade of my life to look and feel like. I want financial stability, I want meaningful work, I want to feel strong and healthy. I want a peaceful home that supports me, I want relationships that matter, I want creative work I am proud of, but I also want experiences. I want adventure. I want things on my calendar that make me smile when I think about them. I want anticipation back. I do not want the next 10 years to become another decade of postponing joy while waiting for life to reach some imaginary state of perfect readiness. I want to thrive in the next 10. And for me, that means deliberately building meaningful experiences into my lifestyle rather than waiting for them to happen accidentally. I'm not sharing this because I believe everyone should buy concert tickets or spend money on travel. Your meaningful experience may look completely different. It might be visiting a nearby town, taking a class, starting a creative project, or finally putting something on your calendar that has existed only in your imagination. I'm sharing this because sometimes we need to see another person make the decision before we remember that we are allowed to make our own. I spent years coaching, facilitating, and teaching movement and wellness. I've helped people move from ideas into action. But I also want to lead through the way I live. I do not want to encourage people to create meaningful lives while continually postponing my own. I will make mistakes. I will change plans. I will probably pack at least one thing I do not need. I may discover that 2 concerts in one short weekend was a brilliant decision or completely unhinged, but I will have participated in my own life, and that matters to me. So this is the beginning of my next adventure. 2 concerts, 1 short solo weekend, 1 carry-on, 1 backpack, and 1 decision to stop living as though joy needs to wait until every problem has been solved. Over the next few weeks, I'll share what I'm bringing, how I'm preparing, and the practical decisions behind the trip. Then, once I'm home, I'll show you where I went, what actually happened, what worked, and what I would change, and whether I would ever attempt something like this again. So tell me in the comments, what is one experience you have been postponing because the timing never seems perfect? It does not need to be expensive, dramatic, or impressive to anybody else. It only needs to matter to you. And until next time, keep building a life you're excited to live.